Did you know that in one of the world's harshest deserts, there's a people where a woman can simply refuse intimacy with her husband after months of separation, and nobody would dare judge her for it? Months of dangerous caravan routes, life or death risks in the desert, endless waiting. And then the husband finally comes home. But what happens next surprises most people on the planet. Among the Tuaregs, the mysterious people of the Sahara, the ritual of welcoming a husband back from a long caravan is so unusual that many anthropologists still can't believe it. Here, women have a right that billions of women worldwide are denied, a right that could change everything we think we know about marriage. But the most amazing part isn't even the right to refuse. What really blows your mind happens inside the tent, away from prying eyes. There unfolds a ceremony lasting hours, involving 3 mystical stages, and each one could end in a completely unexpected way. You know what's the strictest part of their tradition? A man can spend months risking his life in the desert, bringing expensive gifts, dreaming of reunion, and get turned down with one barely noticeable gesture. And he has to accept it with dignity. But there's something even more intriguing about this ritual. What happens if the woman does accept her husband? This ancient ceremony contains elements that Europeans would call unusual and traditional communities would find controversial. Ready to learn how desert people turned a couple's reunion into the most complex psychological ritual, where every gesture could mean either continuing or ending the relationship? Then stick around till the end. The most incredible part is coming up. The horizon shimmers under the scorching sun, and somewhere in the heat waves, silhouettes appear. The caravan is returning. Months of salt trading in distant oases, weeks crossing the merciless desert, all of it behind them now. Ahead lies home, family, the woman who waited. But welcoming a husband back from a long caravan among the Tuaregs isn't just joyful hugs at the doorstep. It's a ritual forged by centuries of nomadic life, where every gesture carries meaning, where traditions interweave with the practical wisdom of desert survival. The preparation. Long before the caravan appears on the horizon, the women already know it's coming. Signal fires, messengers, special signs. The entire communication system of the desert works like clockwork. In the camp, preparations begin. But this isn't the hustle and bustle of city wives preparing a celebration dinner. This is an ancient dance of preparations, where every movement has been perfected by generations. Women gather by their tents, the ahayal. They take out their finest jewelry, silver amulets that were stored away during their husband's absence. They braid their hair in a special way, apply henna to their hands and feet. This isn't just about looking good, it's a message. I waited for you. I'm ready to receive you. The cleansing. When the caravan's silhouettes become recognizable, special fires are lit in the camp. The men, who spent months walking through sand, covered in road dust and the weariness of long journeys, must cleanse themselves before returning to the world of the tent, the woman's world. Temporary shelters are set up at the camp's edge. Here, the travelers wash their hands and faces with water, precious in the desert. They change from travel clothes into clean ones. They adjust their tagelmists, the blue veils that must hide their faces from strangers' eyes but can be opened before their wives. The women watch from a distance, not approaching. This is the men's time, the time of transition from the world of the road to the world of home. They wait patiently, just as they waited all these months. The first meeting. The first meeting happens in silence. The man approaches his wife's tent slowly, with dignity. She stands at the entrance, straight and open, her face uncovered, unlike his. Their eyes meet, and in that gaze are months of separation, worries, waiting. No public embraces, no loud cries of joy, Dignity is the foundation of their culture. The woman makes a barely noticeable hand gesture, inviting him into the tent. The man nods in response. Everything else happens beyond strangers' eyes. The ritual inside. Inside the tent, an ancient ritual begins. The woman prepares tea, a Thai. 3 glasses, each with its own meaning. The first bitter, like separation. The second sweet, like reunion. The third tender, like love. The process is long, unhurried. The teapot is lifted high above the glasses. Tea pours in a thin stream, foaming. They drink in silence or exchange quiet phrases. Stories about the caravan, about camp life will come later. Now something else matters. Restoring the connection, feeling that they're together again, that the separation is over. The man takes out gifts brought from distant places, silver jewelry, incense, rare fabrics, dates from oases. Each gift isn't just a thing, but a sign that she was in his thoughts during the long journey. In response, the woman shows what she made during his absence. New mats for the tent, embroidered pillows, leather decorations. She tells about camp life, family events, decisions she made alone, because the tent is her domain, and many matters are decided without the men. When the tea is finished and gifts exchanged, the time for intimacy arrives. But even here, everything follows a rhythm developed over centuries. The man and woman seem to get to know each other anew after separation. Tenderness mixes with caution. They've both changed during separation, both endured their own trials. In their culture, intimacy is a dialogue of equals. The woman isn't a submissive wife waiting for her master's return. She's the keeper of the hearth, receiving a traveler, even if that traveler is her husband. She has the right to accept or reject him, the right to decide whether she's ready to restore intimacy after a long separation. The days after. In the following days, gradual reunification happens. The man tells about the caravan, which goods sold profitably, what news he brought from other tribes, what he saw in distant oases. The woman shares decisions she made in his absence, tells about family life, camp events. They plan the next caravan, discuss routes, decide family matters. Their relationship doesn't follow urban-style hierarchy. Each is responsible for their sphere. He for distant roads and trade, she for the tent and close connections. And both respect each other's expertise. The wisdom of distance. In a world where distances are measured in weeks of travel, where meetings and separations are part of life itself, the Tuaregs developed a special understanding of closeness. They know the value of each day spent together because they know how easily those days can turn into months of separation. Their reunions after caravans aren't just coming home. Each time, it's a new union of 2 independent people who choose to be together, despite the desert constantly separating them. In this choice lies their strength. In this reunion ritual lies their wisdom. Perhaps city dwellers, accustomed to daily closeness, find it hard to understand the depth of such meetings. But the Tuaregs know. What can be lost is valued especially highly. And each return from the sands isn't just the end of a journey, but the beginning of a new stretch of life lived together.